Welcome back. Live that SINY, your host Jah Dreddz, here today with a very special guest.
You really can't
Yes,
say my name.
I'm gonna get it right. Brian LaPayower.
Close enough.
LaPayower?
It's LaPayower.
LaPayower. Okay. Glad to have you here.
Yes.
You got an interesting young man here. Don't mind being called young man.
That's all right.
Cool. But you got a story to tell, so we just gonna jump into things. We're gonna rap about other stuff today, but let's just get on your story first so my viewers know, like, all right, this is who Brian LaPayower is.
Okay, well, thank you, Jah Dreddz. Thank you for having me on your program. You, of course, been on my program recently.
Right, what's the name of your program? Because, we spread love. It ain't about me being a producer or a host and you being a producer and a host, you know what I'm saying? We
Right.
make things happen, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm actually a multiple diverse producer. I also, of course, host my own program. I also direct multiple programs as well, too.
Right.
I've been producing and also volunteering producing since 2010 here at the studio.
Okay.
One of my first shows I volunteered on was the Home Invaders variety show.
Okay.
That's hosted by Hector Bosa.
I think that's where I see you most at, like on his set, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Are they still airing that program? Because I know.
No, it's been airing.
Right.
Hector's whole program's been airing. They air on Sunday nights at 11 p.m.
No, I mean, the original show that you was on.
My program or his program?
The one that you started on.
Well, the program I started on originally. You're talking about the home I'm hosting right now, LaPayower Report.
No, not your show. The first show that you was on, because here they take our episodes and they archive them, and sometimes they play stuff from the 70s, the 60s,
My very first show
Right.
I first appeared on?
Yes.
Okay, my first show I first appeared on originally, let me go back. I think my first appearance was on maybe In the Bleachers with Jamie Hickson.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
All right, because Jamie, I just was on Jamie's show on
Yes.
4th of July.
It was it came on at least, I think, the last 10 minutes of the show. This was about a good 2011. I'm correct, though. My first shows that came on was actually with host producer Fred Kasha, was Reality with Fred's World. I came on just a few moments, though. Then the second time was In the Bleachers with Jamie Hickson.
Okay.
Also, in 2011, I was also on a program which is no longer on the air anymore called Love and Lena. The host producer, Marilyn DiMarzio, had a variety show. She taped inside Studio A.
Oh, okay.
I came on at least about twice. I came on with a Floating Head, which was like a little tiny, they just like edited skit on.
No, but they look for stuff like that. I was checking out when they're picking awards. That's like they look for innovative stuff.
You mean the what you call the Staten Island Community Television's Notable Outstanding Video Awards, also known as the NOVA.
Yeah, the Nova Awards.
Yeah, they haven't done NOVA at least about right now. The last time they did the NOVA was back in 2014, in November.
Yeah, they said it's every other year, so it's 2016 now.
Well, believe it or not, before 2014 was 2013. Then they haven't had NOVAs since that time frame since.
No, I asked our bosses, and it's gonna be every other year. I'm like concerned about the Nova Awards because they weren't given out last year, and
Right.
People don't understand when we come in here at the what it takes to put this stuff together. Like, even though my set looked like I got pushed in the closet today,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I've been in janitor's closet. But, we still have...
Yeah, you got such a very interesting stuff right here, I swear. Is this
Yes.
Is this a carpet?
It might come to life, so don't mess with it. Don't mess with it too much, you know what I'm saying?
No, not at all.
It's for transportation. This is my ride home when the show's over, get on the magic carpet.
Yeah.
Alibaba out of here, boy.
Don't we all? You got that turban going on. Right
Yeah, I told you on your show, I gotta have my crown on, especially out here. I'm from Kings County,
Yeah.
Kings County, they represent, they know who you are. Out here is like, people have no respect, they don't have no courtesy. I love Staten Island, but that stuff they could keep, you know what I'm saying?
No.
Back to you.
Yes.
Originally, because your show is what kind of format now? It's more of a...
Well, my program, LaPayower Report, is a general variety show. It's a mix of like pop culture, talk,
Right.
I've covered from many different types of subjects. Covered from people in the entertainment world. I cover nonprofits. I've covered such as like energy saving benefits with the Neighborhood Housing Service of Staten Island.
Oh,
I've
wow.
covered also with people with lung disease, like lung disease, transplants, awareness.
Very interesting.
The toughest shows I covered was in my first season. I covered on a cardiothoracic surgeon, which is very tough because that's dealing in the medical field.
Right.
And also an individual that with the marketer, the guest that I had on my show, it was thanks to another producer right here. He was on, of course, my very first taping of the Home Invaders variety show.
Okay.
I also was a guest on the Home Invaders variety show as well too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on there too. I'm trying to get on all the shows.
You
that
got to
they have
contact
here.
Hector Bosa.
Yeah, we run into each other, but normally it's like I'm in here working on something and he's in here shooting the show and he has his guests and everything. So I have his card actually.
Okay.
It was so hot, okay, I didn't travel with my office like I normally do. Thank
Right.
God. Okay.
Well, believe it or not, Hector Bosa, he tapes the show every third Saturday of the month. So you may want to contact Hector Bosa if you want to reach out guests. He'll put you on at being guest on his program.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him, but we talk in person. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? You introduced this.
Correct.
But I had walked on his set, like asking questions like, whose show is this? What kind of show that you're doing?
Yeah.
And that's just the environment that we have here, you know. My viewers are very savvy, so I'm pretty sure they know they seen your face
Right.
on another type of show.
Right.
You know, like you originally came to the studio to do what type of show?
Me, I originally, you want to know something? My original, very first time I came to Staten Island Community Television, I was only 17 years old. This was back in August of 1996.
Wow.
I went through the orientation, which of course is free. Back then at the time, the whole studio was completely different here. Where the control room right now for the studio was located, it used to be the green room. Everything the controls was in the green room back then. On top
wow.
of that, the kitchen didn't exist either. It used to be a lounge area.
Yeah, that sounds nice. Yeah,
Yes.
that sounds
They
really
had,
nice.
of course, this big red bench right inside the room. They had a table. They had brochures about CTV. They had a viewfinder. They showed you about the programs, producers. They also congratulate new producers that were certified. I really wish I
Get
saved all
outta
that
here.
stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
You know, we don't even get no type of congratulations. We don't get no flyers. We don't got a viewfinder. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
they made let's put it this way, they changed so much between management, staff, directors. I mean, the first director that when I first came here was this guy named gentleman named Gary Bartels. He was one of the first directors that came here. They changed directors along the way. Our current director is now Howard Wagner for the studio.
Okay. But it's pretty much, I guess I've been under the same big three since
Yes.
I've been here.
Yeah.
But originally when I came in 2012, it was only two, you know.
Yes.
Harold wasn't here yet.
No.
And when I came back for training in 2014,
Right.
I think right after that is when he came. And,
Yeah.
you know, for them to be in those positions, they're very approachable. And, you know, I find them to be nice people, you know.
Right.
Do you feel the producers should get a little bit more than what they've been giving us here?
What do you mean? Be more specific. Be more specific.
I mean, just production-wise, like maybe we should have a budget. Maybe we should have the award show consistently. Maybe we should have, you know, in that nature.
You know, I've noticed lots of things around here at the studio here. Believe it or not, I'll be honest with you, Joe, that I feel that 80% of producers, about 75 to 80% of producers here that have their own programs don't even help out or volunteer on other programs.
Yeah.
No, I've noticed that.
No,
Usually when you find like different shows on TV, you usually find at least a majority of like the same cast, which is called volunteer producers. But of course you will also not see the same name, but however, they'll of course be the host of the show. I mean, myself, I have at least I volunteered, came on, I would have to say a good about 20 shows,
Right.
give or take. I could at least name a majority of shows I've taped on. I'm going to say about 20.
Yeah, I've probably taped about 15 here. In addition, I've did shows off the set, off the studio, in the field also, like cooking shows and
Right.
different things. But what you're saying is very accurate. It's like these other producers. Yeah, we're gonna talk junk about y'all today, right now, this moment. They want you to work on their shows, and they don't want to return the favor.
No.
I mean, I've had a producer. I was just looking out for the producer, and I asked one simple question. So, what's your show about today? And like the response I got was so above cocky, and it's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. I agree with you. There are producers out there just, like I said, they've been like, you come here, first of all here, you may be a producer for your own program, but you also should be able to at least accessible to other programs here in the studio here.
Yeah, I make myself accessible. But
for myself here, John, one of the shows I'm going to direct on this Friday, or if not, I'll probably just be a camera person or audio board, will be Spiritual Exploration. That show's been produced by Christine Javon. I've been helping Christine out since 2010. She did another show, but she was actually the host, but not the producer. This gentleman named Frank Dudley, he passed away in 2010. He produced a show and Christine Chavon was the host for. It was called the Fourth Dimension. It was like a spiritual show. Majority of the shows here I've done is mostly spiritual programming.
Yeah, I think I'm doing a spiritual show later. I'm looking forward to that because we're about to turn it up. And if my boy ain't have no viewers before, we're about to get him some viewers and change his reputation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's more than meets the eye here. Right. We ain't Transformers, but we are human beings. We do have a life. You know what I'm saying? Right. What are some of the things that you think can make the experience a little bit better coming here? Because some days it could be stressful. Today is a stressful day for me. Okay. I walked out of court. My lawyer just called me. Meet him after the show. Come back to court. So, I can't take it out on my viewers, and I couldn't just leave them hanging either. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't leave you hanging.
Right.
Yeah. What I called you. I'm walking out the courtroom. I'm on my way. Right? Don't move. And I'm here. You know what I'm saying? This was very important.
Right.
I hate to say it, but I had to practically give him a shotgun return back to TV. Like, you're going to do your show. You're coming back. I'm going to be on your show. You're going to interview me. I need a good interviewer.
Okay.
And came back strong. You know what I'm saying? I see the comments that you have on YouTube, and, people look for you. That's why I always talk to my viewers directly, because I know it might be a time that I don't be on for a couple of months or God knows what.
Right.
And they're going to be looking for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we touch people out there.
Yeah.
The question I was trying to get you to answer about coming here was, you originally came here to do sports.
At one point, yes and no. I tried basically to see what my best interest is.
But sports, you're like an encyclopedia when it comes to sports.
At times, yeah. I usually examine the facts. Of course, everybody else has, get more of the extended details. I may
the
know
gossip. Gossip, like we care about it. You know what I'm saying?
The sports shows I've covered in the studio, I've covered on, but besides, I was on In the Bleachers. I was also at one point the Staten Island Soccer Report, formerly Solar Rush.
That was your show. That was your show.
That's not my show.
Oh, okay.
Another producer produced that program. I'm no longer affiliated with that producer anymore.
It's like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The sports show I do in the season with Fred Kasha is Fred's Pro Football Picks.
I think I've seen you on that set also.
Yes.
He had some gymnastics.
I've been helping Fred out since 2011. I actually got Fred to keep the show going. Fred Kasha was with another producer, Nevin Cummings. Nevin Cummings produces the Stand On Comedy Show. And back at the end of beginning of 2011, which was the end of the 2010 NFL football season, Fred was ready to call it quits to the show.
No, shout him out. Shout him out here.
Yes.
Because I was able to meet him at the company party we had in January.
Yes.
And there was like the guy with the ponytails looking for you.
Yes.
Like, I don't know nobody in here. But they were just so, open arms. They just welcomed me here.
Yeah.
I'm one of the very newest producers y'all have here, but I'm also one of the most active newest producers because I'm here 3-4 times a week working on something, trying to put out programming.
Right.
The
only thing that's tough is you need also a director that also delegates the what you call the heckle board too.
That's
need
another
a
thing. Trump wallet, okay? We pay for everything out of our pocket. It's just like.
Well, I had to do the same thing too. Believe it or not, I had to spend at least about several thousands of dollars for my own programming. Believe it or not, between getting DVDs, flash drives, my own microphone. It is one else. Getting your microphone is optional for the studio.
I brought my carpet, but I am using your table under my carpet.
Yes, you are using my table. Yeah, it's a different suit,
Yeah, it is. People don't understand, how serious it is. It's like, and then they come here, they're looking for food, and they come here and they're looking for all of this stuff. And it's like, I already put out $500, just to get this in motion.
Well, that's the thing with food here. You see, if you're bringing the food here, you'll get respect. When you don't bring in food and you do a show, you're not getting respect at all. I know producers that have not brought in food, just do a show and go. They only care, and something, these producers are selfish and they only care for themselves.
Not all of them, because I don't always buy food here. But I don't always buy food here for a reason. I don't always have a crew here. You know what I'm saying? I can't eat that food by myself. Sure, I could go get me a one-meal deal, you know what I'm saying, and call it a day.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are plenty of places out there you get simple food. I mean, there is. We're not advertising restaurants or anything. You go to Little Caesars and they have cheap.
No, usually I deal with them, but you get tired of pizza. I've had a caterer, I've had Subways, I've had you name it. I've done it, but I feel like if I gotta feed you to get you to come to work, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not paying you, but come on, man. It's like you putting cheese on a mousetrap. They just wait for them to bite it, and the trap snaps on them. It's horrible,
It is horrible, though.
So upcoming shows with you, what are some of the upcoming topics you got going?
Well, right now, as far as my program goes, I used to be a series. In October of 2015, I made a sudden stop with the series. I couldn't be able to handle the responsibilities between work doing the Fred's Football Picks, my show, and I had this job I had. I was working a security job, which was not one of the best employers in New York City.
So the main factor was the security.
The main factor was the security here, which was not a very fair job. My site I was working on was inside a homeless shelter. It was not very convenient at all. I mean, I had to travel over 2 hours to get to this job.
Anywhere that you go off of this island is usually well, for me, because I don't drive, it's usually a 2-hour plus ride. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then if I'm going somewhere on this island, it's usually an hour to get there, and then God knows how long to get back, because now you're on their time. Okay?
Right.
So if they decide that they're not going to stop, or the buses is not running in, then you got to wait for the very next bus that's scheduled.
That's very true.
That's the one downfall I have out here. It's that issue.
It's not like Brooklyn, where you have all the buses, no trains where you get to.
Yeah,
it's not like that. It's down, everything's like further travel.
Also in Brooklyn, when people see you on the bus stop or the train or anything, they bump. You need a ride? Get in. Mm-hmm. Come on, here. They do this, okay? And then you get home like, was that you that just drove by me? Okay, it's like the honeymooners when the bus driver splashed off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a difference, but
The problem that we have out here is that we have politicians that don't even like to do the right job.
I'm glad somebody else said it. Besides
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I can't really disrespect all politicians, but they're not reaching out to what's really fully needed in this borough. I mean, sure, we have like more. I mean, you have like for instance, we used to have like I think on Nude Bowling on the Green, the bowling alley went out. They put houses in place, but no one's buying these houses.
Right. I noticed even like right here, headed towards the Bayonne Bridge.
I even noticed several, like for instance, like drugstores that open up, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, they're closed down. Why? Because there's too many like no necessary needs for it.
Yeah. Remember when Trump paid a visit here? He didn't even visit this side that we're on.
Well, Trump. You want to know something about Donald Trump? He was on Staten Island.
Right.
He used to do like I think it was like building management for the homes over on Lincoln Avenue. I think apartment buildings. Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yes.
Are they gold? Are they, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
they're not gold.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's probably
You know, a lot of
styrofoam.
people disrespect on Donald Trump. He thinks everything's all about money. He actually built his business up. His father, Fred Trump, was really hard on him at first, until he got into the niche of the business. Though you can't really say that Trump was born with a silver spoon in his mouth because he literally was not. Same thing with Hillary Clinton, though. I mean, they're both like running against each other. But you gotta remember one thing, though. Hillary, I mean, she was not a native New Yorker. She was born in Chicago.
Yeah, but Trump, he's not a native New Yorker neither.
Yes, he is. He was born in Queens.
Okay, but he did majority of his business in Atlantic City, New Jersey. So
Well, that's you could have business in Atlantic City, but that doesn't.
I can, but I'm pretty sure he had New Jersey residency.
He had dual residency. He got any residency he wants. He had lived both New York, Atlantic City. I mean, he tried. I mean, for what Donald Trump tried to do, he tried to build up Atlantic City though, with the his Trump casinos and everything.
Yeah, I understand that.
Unfortunately,
but I'm from Brooklyn.
Right.
Okay, so build up.
So was I.
Build up a Brooklyn casino or something where I'm from, like New Jersey, Atlantic City. It don't really have anything to do with me.
Well, that's because of different commissions at the time. Everything is different now. I mean, if you go to, casino. The last casino I went to recently was Parks Casino, and that's away in Pennsylvania.
No, we got a casino right here going towards
You talking about the
Plaza.
one? Are you referring to the Resorts World?
Yeah, the one that's going towards Rockaway, the Rock.
Right,
the
that's by the
Rockaways.
horse track and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It used to be the horse track.
Right.
Belmont or something.
No, Belmont's still there.
Well, it's in that area, but
Right.
that's the popular thing that people go to. Oh, my Ebonics is
But
coming out.
the only thing is they got to work on security though, because like I said, even though gambling's risky too, but also you don't know
But it's
what's
so
on.
funny. Like you can't go in the streets and just want to shoot dice and you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and pull out some 3-car Molly or anything.
Yeah.
But then they can invite you to this place and take all your money and put you out the building. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
it's a catch-22. You know, even
We also have the Empire City. That's in Yonkers. You could travel outside to upstate New York.
right. But I've noticed by Burlington and Department of Motor Vehicles, like the real important spots that people need to go to is in the boondocks.
Right.
Okay. Even back there, they have like a paintball and a skating rink or something back there, but it's way in the boondocks. It's not somewhere that you want to even be at nighttime. Not saying that you might have a problem with another human being.
Right.
You never know what's back there in the boondocks after a certain time at night.
Exactly.
So, you brought up the politicians not spending the money right. Do you think that this Ferris wheel that they built is warranted, or even high-end mall? Because it's not just a regular mall they're building a high-end mall. Why would you build a high-end mall in a area that's considered a ghetto? You know.
I think they're probably doing the same thing what they're doing in Brooklyn here. They're trying to divert.
Gentrifies?
Yes, gentrifying.
Okay.
They're trying to do the same. They're trying to do the same thing in Brooklyn, New York. Like look at Bushwick, Brooklyn.
I'm from Bushwick.
So you probably know what happened with what Bushwick today is looking at now.
I know exactly what happens. It's like when I go out there, sometimes I feel like I'm in the United Nations, okay? Like I'm in that area where
Right.
all of those flags are. It's a population of schools piled on top of each other.
Right.
So many students, so many people trying to make it to work. And then, right next to that, you have Williamsburg, you know
Right.
what I'm saying, which is also up and coming, and Greenpoint. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I was out in Greenpoint last year. When I was out there for the first time in my life, I mean, I was born in Brooklyn, but I've never been to like Greenpoint or
Right, I used to
near
hang out
Bushwick.
up there. I used to go to that White Castles. Okay, I used to go to Eastern District when it was Eastern District before
Right.
it became Grand Street Academy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, I'm from that area. I'm from Bushwick Projects. Okay, I grew up there. One of the first babies in a stroller out there.
Right.
That's how serious it is. But do you really think we need a high-end mall in New Brighton, Staten Island, or this big Ferris wheel? Like, you know, I'm appalled that the borough president is across the street from there, okay? And this is how he decided to allocate our tax money and funds, you know. This is where it's going to. When you just see piles and piles of homeless people,
Right.
people laid out, people sleeping.
I've seen homeless people at the ferry terminal, believe it or not, too.
Oh, that's like the headquarters for them.
Yes.
In addition, I had to go to court this morning, so I cut through the borough president's little,
Yeah.
his backyard or whatever. It's piles of people just laid out on the benches over there.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're sleeping right there where he goes to work. When you go inside that building, you have pictures of Thomas Jefferson paintings, marble floors, marble wall, columns, okay?
Yeah.
Are you serious? So somebody's not applying this money the right way, and it's
Yeah.
unfair.
It is not fair.
And it goes, you know, around this whole borough the same way. You know, my biggest issue I talked about on your show was
Yes.
the school, the performing arts school,
Right.
that treats the entire population, you know, the majority of their population as zone children, as zone students.
You're
So
right.
they don't get to take part in anything when it comes to performing arts. Okay?
Absolutely right.
But they are programmed to come home and tell their parents when they're having a function there. Okay. I try to support it because as a parent, you want to be in a positive attitude with your children, and you want them, you know, to keep that type of attitude. But
Absolutely.
if you're having a play there and the play is $10, okay, at least let the kids see the play for free. Okay,
Yeah.
so they can come home and say, you know what, Dad, it was a real good play. You got to see it. You got to check it out. But when they don't know what's going on, and they're charging you $10 and them $10 to get in there, come on, man. Come on.
No, you're absolutely right.
So, you know, because this is your interview right here. So I want to make sure I hit every point. You're not married, no kids.
No kids. I'm
Plan
not-
to get married.
I do want to get married. I do want to have children.
You heard that right there?
I do.
He's on the market right
Yes.
there.
I've been on the market for a long time, though.
Good. So
But it's sad to say that in the 2010s, this decade for me has not been the best. I'll be honest with you. This is probably one of the worst decades I've ever been for my life.
see, what you got to do is try to
I haven't found any like physical happiness for the past decade. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like, being in a studio though, but doesn't pay the bills though. And also another thing is that a lot of people feel like that I really, like, being behind the camera. To be honest with you, the answer is no. I don't like being behind the camera here. I also want to be shown on the camera here. Most people that they see on the camera gets more attention.
Yeah.
When you're behind the scenes, your attention isn't much.
I mean, honestly, I'm a behind the scenes person. I feel I can do more behind the scenes
Yeah.
because when I come in front of the camera, it's like everything stops. You know what I'm saying? People forget about what's going on, and
Definitely.
so that's why I do a show here, because I wouldn't cheat these people from when I'm bringing in front of the camera. But
Right.
I feel I can do more behind the cameras. We had touched on that earlier. And I let it go by because the conversation is just so prevalent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've had producers who not even on my set, okay?
Yeah.
And I look at my credits and their name is up there. I have said numerous times, I normally don't have a crew when I come in. I don't have a crew now. That's why you don't see the camera shot switching. That's why it's not coming directly to me. That's why it's not coming directly to him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's good. That's because when it comes to the studio right here, you need to make sure you have your producers on crew. Also, as a producer, you also got to make sure every graphic was set up properly too. That's another thing.
Yeah, but
That's another thing producers got to check for. You got to look at everything over before you start the show. If it's just a straight direct show, You got to check everything in advance. Remember, you're the producer. You're responsible for that. Me, sometimes what you call make a goof up though, but you have to let the show keep rolling.
But I've seen some major goofs ups on my show.
That's because a lot of people also do editing too. That's one of my disadvantages. I don't have to edit. I don't have my own editing software at home too.
I don't normally edit my shows. What you see here...
That's what you gotta do. My brother, he got upset with me because I had him as a guest on my show.
Your brother?
My brother, yes,
Okay.
our brother. I did a show. It was my 8th show, believe it or not, and he was the guest, and he was not. The show was aired on TV. He just didn't want the show aired on YouTube. I mean, select episodes of my shows shown on YouTube, but he didn't want this exact one shown on YouTube though, because he'll feel like get a lot of negative publicity and stuff.
Negative publicity from what exactly?
Back in August of 2010, way before I become producer. I mean, I was still an active producer, but didn't, came to the studio yet.
Right.
After being trained and everything from Kenny Graham, the studio operation manager.
Right.
And Eileen Hanneman, the
Kenny, Eileen,
yes.
Everybody gets a shout out here.
Yes.
They're both very wonderful people.
Yes, they are.
And I work with them a lot,
I love their efforts each and every day for what they do for us here at the studio.
But they're some of the longest employees we've had here.
That's correct.
Also. So,
Yes.
like...
And they're well-known needed, and if anybody pulls anything against them, I will hunt them down personally. We will both hunt them down.
That's right, because Eileen and Kenny, they both also have big projects and big things that they work with outside the studio.
Right.
It was just a couple of weeks ago. I came in here on a Saturday, and I just went to meet the new class, because usually the new class is here Saturday. And I started giving them a speech.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it like, how you're a graphic designer and you're this and you're that. Do you know you're saying here that your instructor owns an art studio? You know what I'm saying? Have y'all visit his art studio? Do y'all go to anything over there? You know what I'm saying? Nothing. Nobody even knew.
They don't really have to do unless they physically ask. I mean, in life itself, you got to ask questions in order to move on with your life, which is true.
Yeah, you do. Because, a funny story is last year, I went to film my first show at Kenny's studio.
Okay.
Remember last year, 4th of July, it was raining in the morning time. So I got stood up by Robin Hood. Yeah, I'm going to blow you up. He never showed up.
Yeah.
And I left my name, I left everything for Kenny, but not knowing it was Kenny.
Yeah.
Practically a year later, we're talking, and I'm like, yeah, I went to the studio. Come to find out, it was Kenny's studio.